Feminism didn't begin in the 20th century. It didn't start with women's suffrage, or with second-wave activists burning bras in the streets. Its roots reach back much further back. In fact, all the way to the dawn of humanity itself.
Goodbye, Rosie Riveter, we're breaking free from the plague you left on our society.
There is Jewish lore, specifically in the Alphabet of Ben Sira, that tells us about Lilith. She is described as Adam's first wife. Unlike Eve, Lilith was not made from Adam's rib. She was created from the same dust as Adam, and because of this, she considered herself equal to Adam and refused to submit to him. The Alphabet of Ben Sira records that Lilith demanded equality in their union. When Adam insisted that they follow God's law of headship, Lilith rebelled and even spoke the forbidden name of God. She fled the Garden of Eden and aligned herself with darker powers. According to this law, God sent 3 angels, Sinoi, Sansonoi, and Samangeloth, to bring her back. They warned her of the destruction that would come if she refused. However, Lilith, hardened in her rebellion, rejected them, and chose exile over obedience. In later traditions, Lilith became known as a demon. She was said to prey on children and seduce men in their dreams. Whether this law is biblically accurate or not, we see the same pattern repeated throughout history and across cultures from these feminist types. From the very beginning, there has been a refusal to accept God's order, a lust for independence, a self-serving power struggle, and a destructive spirit that harms others in the process. Now, contrast Lilith with Eve. Eve was deceived by the serpent and disobeyed God by eating the forbidden fruit. But she didn't stop there. She persuaded Adam to fall with her. This act brought corruption into the entire human race. There is a difference between doing something wrong and doing something evil. When a mistake affects only the individual, it is bad, but it is not necessarily wicked. But when sin pulls others down with it, when rebellion spreads destruction across generations, that is wickedness. Lilith and Eve represent 2 faces of the same corruption. Eve succumbed to temptation. Lilith embodied defiance. Both set into motion a rebellion against God's design.
Blinded by the devil's lies. Goodbye, Rosie Riveter, we're breaking.
The story doesn't end with Lilith and Eve. This same spirit appears again and again throughout world history and cultural theology. In the Sumerian myth of Gilgamesh and the Hulupu tree, the goddess Inanna desired a sacred tree to build herself a throne. But when she obtained it, the tree was infested with unwanted creatures. Instead of recognizing this as a warning, she convinced her brother to help clear it out so that she could still have what she wanted. Selfish desire. Power at any cost. The same theme we saw with Lilith. The echoes continue. In Greek mythology, figures like Medusa or Hera embody jealousy, vengeance, and destructive power. In Egyptian history, Cleopatra is often romanticized as a brilliant queen, but strip away the romance, and she becomes another example of manipulation, seduction, and ruthless ambition. Over and over, cultures tell the same story with different names. But the spirit is always the same.
Goodbye, Rosie Riveter, we're breaking free from the plague you left on our society.
Some call it the spirit of Lilith. Others tie it to Jezebel, Delilah, or even the women who corrupted Solomon's heart. But whatever the name, the pattern is unmistakable. A rebellion against God's order. A hunger for power. A willingness to corrupt, seduce, or destroy to get what is desired. And this is not just ancient history. This spirit has resurfaced in every era. Through witchcraft in medieval Europe, through bloodthirsty female warriors in Africa and Eurasia, and through rulers who plotted and betrayed their own families. And yes, this same spirit is alive and well today. In the next episode, we'll look at how the spirit of Lilith moved from ancient folklore into the biblical narrative by manifesting in Jezebel, Delilah, and the corruption of Solomon himself. Because to understand the dangers of modern feminism, we must first trace the ancient rebellion that never truly died.
Goodbye, Rosie Riveter, we're breaking free from the cancer you left